rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between.
Hi guys, welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. I hear an echo. Why do I hear an echo? Because I need to mute this site. There we go. It's like I'm a rookie. All right guys, it's the Gig Economy podcast tonight. All social distancing and all that fun stuff. We are joined by, of course, Pete and then Gabe. And Gabe's been on before. We decided to make this a free for everyone since everyone's kind of going through some shit. So we're just kind of gonna talk about gig work and what's good about it, what's bad about it. Obviously, if you listen to the last podcast, I am not doing any work right now. I am currently laid off and not doing any gig work. And Gabe is doing gig work, and Pete, I think, just stopped now as well. So welcome, guys. Thanks so much. Let's just kind of jump into it a little bit. Gabe, what have you been doing good? What have you been seeing that's been successful for you as far as the gigs? Because I know you're not doing any rideshare.
No, I haven't done rideshare in 3 weeks. So I am doing just food delivery and occasionally some Amazon.
Okay.
I've done one route in like the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
So just food delivery primarily.
Yeah. Why aren't you doing Amazon routes? Just for any reason particular, or?
You just don't know how many hands have touched the packages. You know, I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Okay.
And we just had somebody in our Caledonia fulfillment center that tested positive. But a lot of our fulfillment packages come from the east side.
Okay.
And that's kind of where it's heavy at right now. And I just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but I have a kid to worry about, so I don't want to bring anything home.
Have you
Now, will that change when the distribution center here opens up? Will the stuff come from here more likely?
It is open.
Oh, it is open.
It's been open. I don't know how many packages are coming from there. We don't really know what's going on. We were told that I don't even think we've gotten an email. Jason, have you gotten an email? No. So it's open, but we don't have the fresh like the other ones have.
Well, right now they're only doing like essential supplies out of the fulfillment centers, right?
I highly doubt that. I think I brought some books, because you can feel some of the envelope packages, and that stuff is not essential that I'm taking to people's houses.
I should say they're only stocking right now. They're only restocking. So our fulfillment center is probably mostly empty, except for, toilet paper and all that stuff, I'd imagine.
We don't even know what they have there, honestly, because their communication with us hasn't really been up to par. But is it ever, really?
No, I think they'll add the fresh. I think just right now they're not going to do it because like coronavirus, But I think so. Just as an example for what's getting shipping for me, I've been ordering quite a bit more on Amazon because I'm not going to the store, and a lot of stuff is super delayed. Like I ordered a new harness for my dog, and it's April 28th. I ordered another crate. It's, end of April. But then I'll get stuff that'll say the end of April, and then all of a sudden I'll get it within a week. So it's very inconsistent on the shipping speed.
Well, are you finding that when you go on to order, the far out dates that you're getting, on some of them you have to pay extra shipping for?
I haven't seen that yet, or maybe I have and I didn't realize it, but I didn't see anything on that.
Yeah, I've noticed on a couple things I went to go order. And I stopped ordering because I was like, why am I paying for Prime?
Yeah. Yeah, why are you paying for Prime? I mean, it's it's more than $100 a year now. So, I don't I don't
My
blame
wife was
you.
just asking me about getting a Prime subscription. I said, well, I think it's like $100 a year. She's like, oh.
I think it's up to like 129. I mean, it's worth it. I mean, for what do you figure? $5 to $8 a package for shipping if you were gonna buy something, and then if you buy, 20 things on there. I mean, I'm not gonna do the math, but that's more than 129 a year.
Yeah.
So if you never buy in there, yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think their digital stuff is worth it. I never go on Amazon Prime streaming. I just do Netflix or Hulu. But yeah, we've been doing it since 2008. I think we've been a
Oh,
member.
wow.
Yeah, so it's been a hot second. So you're just doing food delivery, and I know you don't want to give too many secrets. Well, it's pretty much that's what everyone's doing. But I know you're part of all of them. I think what's popping for you? What's the struggle for you? What app's crashing?
So I do Grubhub and DoorDash primarily. I've done one Postmates yesterday or the day before, and it wasn't food. It was Walgreens. It was a shopping order.
Okay.
So that was new for me.
Was
It
it
was
like
quick.
Alan's Walgreens order where he was getting all makeup?
No, mine was Sunny D, organic milk, and a bunch of vitamins. Like a ton of what is it? Centrum Silver for 50 plus and over, vitamin D, vitamin C, and nobody had vitamin C. Vitamin C was completely cleared out. Even the orange juice, the organic milk.
Well, it's just hilarious because vitamin C, I mean, it's been proven that it doesn't really do what people think it does, but it's been a myth for 1 billion years, so everyone stocks up in it when they're sick.
Yeah, so it was quick. It was actually on my way to go where my hotspot is for food delivery, so it literally was going up 4 Mile. Right there was Walgreens. Continue on 4 Mile for 1.5 miles to their house, and then
where's your hotspot for food? No, I'm just kidding.
His house.
I stay in the downtown market for the most part. I don't go anywhere else. I can't. It's Kentwood might be busier, but it's a lot of low ball orders you'll see.
So
and they even say that on the on the Facebook group. It's a lot of $3 orders.
Yeah, I know. I don't do a ton of DoorDash when I was doing it, but I get notifications, and it's on the weekends. It's been like this, and then at night, the Kentwood area just sends me notifications like busy, busy, busy. I'm like, it's so busy. Why don't you add $5-10 on each of those orders? Then maybe people will come out and take care of it.
It's funny because I've been active on DoorDash now for 2 years.
Yeah.
Or so, and they used to throw us $5, $6, $7 per order, and nobody signed up for it. And I'd just make a lot of money when it was snowing, and then now they throw $1 and everybody and their brother signs on, and I'm just like, you guys are killing me right now.
You're killing me, Smalls.
And they hide it too. That's the other thing. Like, they hide what you're gonna make. So they might say the least you're gonna make is $8.50, and you make $8.50. But then I had one the other day. It was you're gonna make $8.50 at least, and then I made $24.
Wow.
Was that because of a tip?
Yeah. So they don't show you the whole amount because they don't want you to cherry pick.
Yeah, like Grubhub.
Yep. So sometimes you're pleasantly surprised where you're like, yes, oh, that worked out. And then other times you're like, all right, $3.50, let's go for big money. And then you get there and the person ordered $60, and no, you get $3.50.
Oh.
And you're just like, it's like Russian roulette. You just basically hope that you're going to get something good, and if you don't, you just try and get as many as you can.
Well, it's kind of like let's just talk about the 3 decent ones. I would say Grubhub, DoorDash, and then Postmates. So, just for people that may not know, Postmates doesn't tell you anything. They just say go get it. So you don't know anything. So that's that's legit Russian roulette. Grubhub, it tells you right up front because they ask the customer typically to tip before they check out. So you'll know, okay, if it says $12, you're making $12. You're not making $11.59. You're not making $12.01. You're making that $12. And it typically, unless I'm wrong, Gabe, it's like that's what it is. That's what you earn.
On Grubhub, yeah.
Yeah. And then you just
what
explain
you see is what you get.
And then you explain DoorDash. Yeah, you're guaranteed this amount, but you could make this, but you're gonna if they say you're gonna make $4, you're at least gonna make 4, right? They never have gone under that.
Right.
Okay. And then do they still do the bonus where if you're like on time or early, they give you a little perk, or is that gone?
That's only for drive orders.
Oh, I thought that was for if you man. Oh, I'm mistaken. That's why we have you on.
Yeah, it's only for drive orders. So like occasionally, or bigger orders. So I had one last week for Qdoba, and it popped up and it said $24. And then it said if I was on time that I would get an extra 2.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. For some reason, I thought you got a little perk too if you were on time for the normal one. So.
Yeah, only with the drive.
Okay. So have you done like Uber Eats through all of this?
I have.
Okay.
I've done 3 the first week when all of this started before the stay.
Yeah, I was doing Grubhub then too, or Uber Eats too.
It was a hot mess.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed the tips were higher during that time just because of what was going on, but it's kind of the same thing, right? As like DoorDash, you'll get the guaranteed amount, whatever it says. You'll make at least this. Okay, so it's kind of similar to DoorDash.
I've not pretty much anything that it has showed me that I'm going to make is what I made. Okay. Besides the tip. Yeah. I think I did 3 Uber Eats and 2 of them tipped.
I tried to do some Uber Eats. I couldn't get any pings though.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Pete. Yeah, you had said that. How could you not get any pings? Like,
I don't know.
How long ago did you try it?
I probably had the app on for maybe 20 minutes at the most.
Well,
but you figure 20 minutes, you should get something.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's so busy.
But how long? Sorry, how long ago did you try that?
That was so not last week, but the week before.
All right, yeah, I figured that.
So it was after the stay at home started.
Yeah, I figured
because I had switched off of doing rideshare because there just wasn't any rides, and then so I was doing grocery shopping for Instacart and Shipt, but I would turn my food delivery on during like lunchtime and just not get anything.
There's been a couple times I've kicked mine on while I've been on just to see if I'll get anything good, and I haven't gotten any.
Well, I think now it's probably flooded. That's why I wondered when he was trying it, because before the stay or even maybe a week after the stay, you would think it would be still pretty poppin'.
Oh, yeah. There's, when I go to restaurants, some of them have, it's interesting how restaurants have adapted. They'll have a DoorDash table, a Grubhub table, an Uber Eats table, and a big bottle of sanitizer, and some don't even let you in, though, too. You call and they bring it right out.
Yeah, I found that week that I was working, I stepped on some toes because I started reading the notes on the door, but I would just walk in and they're like, hey, yo, you got a call. I'm like, ooh, sorry, because some of them let you walk in, some of them don't.
Yeah, I can tell you PF Chang's on the Beltline, they're really strict. I actually saw the manager have a meltdown. They come out, with gloves, so they're the only ones touching the doors. And they come out, they ask you for, the name on the order. They'll get a couple cars, and then they go back in. They bring out the order to you. And last week, there was a mob. I'm telling you, I've never seen PF Chang's busier. There was probably 30 to 40 cars in the parking lot between people that were getting carry out and then Uber or DoorDash or Grubhub. And you had probably 15 people on the sidewalk in front of the door. And she came out and she was like, stay 6 feet, please. I'll get the names. And then all of a sudden this guy comes up with his paper, with his order, and he's like walking up to her, and you could see, like, she kept saying, stop, stop, stop. And he kept coming closer and closer. And then she finally yelled at him to stop.
Oh my gosh.
And he stopped. And you saw her as she walked in, because they have like a little foyer area with the double doors. You see her just chuck, her, I think she had like some clipboard. She just chucks it. And you could see she was so upset about it. And she actually came up to me yesterday and she apologized. And I said, you know what? You handled that a hell of a lot better than me, because I probably would have flipped out a lot sooner. I said, not a lot of people are taking this whole social distancing serious.
I bet you that driver picks up minors.
Probably.
It kind of seems like the person who doesn't care.
It's amazing to me how impatient a lot of people are. I've seen it at a lot of restaurants, even Buffalo Wild Wings. There was a line downtown and a guy, he like pushed me to go past me, and I was like, dude, we're all here to get food. And he was like, whatever, man. And he walked up to the counter, and there's probably like 8 people in front of me, and he was like, I need this. He goes, well, so do the other people in line. Get back in line. And he goes, no, here's the name, how about you bring it out to my car? And he walked out of the restaurant and sat in his car, and the manager was like, he's going to be sitting there a long time because I'm not taking anything out.
Wow.
So one thing that I don't understand is, like, you talked about PF Chang's. So I'm just going to give an example of my my vet, the animal hospital that I go to. They have signs in each of the parking spots with a number on and the phone number. You just call that, you give them the number you're at, and then they bring it out. I'm not sure why PF Chang's can't set something up like that, but I don't
know. Fujiyama did.
Yeah, see, I mean, they're not going to be as busy as PF Chang's, but they all need to do that, because then it keeps people in their car. If people just want to know they're heard. So if they're like, well, I have a number, I'm number 3, and I called them, then I can sit tight. But if you don't know what's going on, like the system, I think that's where people kind of freak out. I mean, it doesn't mean that driver should have done that, but I can see why he could be a little frustrated.
Well, they used to have a sign in front that said call with the number. And then for some reason they took it down, but I think it's because they were hoping that the people inside would see that a car pulled up and they would be right on top of it.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. This week, though, I will tell you, they've been pretty quick at coming out. So she told me they set up a whole new thing. I think they have like one person who is working specifically on like phone orders, one that is working on, their own personal web orders that come in. And then they have somebody that's working on like DoorDash and Grubhub, because it's been pretty seamless this week.
Well, that's good. It's got to be a nightmare using, Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats. Like, you're juggling. I mean, it's probably not as bad when the restaurant is open, but now that that's all that someone's doing, they got to just be staring at screens the whole time. I would be like, this sucks.
Yeah, the only problem you run into early for lunch is people forgetting to turn their tablets on. Ooh. So like Grubhub has their own tablet, DoorDash, Uber Eats. Buffalo Wild Wing on Alpine is awful. It was like 2 hours after they opened and they forgot to turn their tablets on.
Oh, holy crap.
I mean, that's your only business right now. Why? It's your number one job.
They had
one job.
Yeah, they had a driver 2 weeks ago that went up, and he's like, well, just give me all your Grubhub orders. I'll make sure they get delivered. He took 3 Grubhub orders. So the drivers that came in to get their orders, there was no food. So they had to wait until it was remade.
So he basically just got free food then.
Yeah, he got the order he was picking up on and 2 orders free.
Oh, my God.
So now you have to swipe in front of them. When you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, any of the stores, they have to confirm that you have that order, and then they want to see you swipe that you've taken it.
Okay, well, it's kind of like the Postmates for the Apple Store. They want to see you sign in to the app before because they're giving you like $1,000 iPad, to deliver. Mm-hmm. Around Christmas, I did a bunch of those, and they want you to see, just like you said, they want to see you swipe it. to know that it's for you and this is yours. God, what a dick.
Yeah. Ugh. They've seen a lot of the restaurants either want to see it on your phone, but if I walk up and I say, hey, I have Tim S, and I start reading the order off, obviously I have that order.
True.
But they've had a lot of people that have taken advantage and just said, yeah, I'm here and then they give them the order.
Well, yeah.
Papa John's has had some issue with that. They've got 2 stores that have been testing out DoorDash, and then they're all going to switch to DoorDash at some point in the next, I think, month. But the store my sister works at has had to kind of double check how they do DoorDash orders, because people walk in and say, I'm here for DoorDash, and they'll just give them the order, and they're walking out with, orders.
Yeah.
They should get one of the things that Little Caesars has. They use that machine where you have to punch in your 3-digit code.
I was at Little Caesars the other day picking up extra Mosbestos, and the driver there asked the manager not to put it in the box because they didn't have a code.
From what the Little Caesars manager told me is, if you can confirm the name on your app and what items, they will give it to you, but you have to be able to confirm the name and the items. If you don't have the code.
Yeah.
Well, that should be.
You can't confirm.
Yeah, that should be enough, anyways. The name and the items. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's it's you. So Pete, let's jump into some grocery delivery. I know you started Instacart, and I'm not going to get my bonus, you bitch.
Yeah.
My $60 bonus. I mean, how am I going to pay? How am I going to feed my kids?
Yeah, I started out, and I was having, it's not, I actually like doing Instacart. It's not too bad. I especially like doing Aldi because the people that work there are real friendly.
Yes.
The store is not like overwhelming. So it's, you're running around all day to find stuff, and it's easy to measure everything. But I just wasn't, I don't know if it's just because I'm at the bottom of the list for, getting batches, but I could just not stay busy enough to make it worth not only not making enough money, but also, putting myself out there at risk of getting sick. So I did a couple of ships as well, but it was just kind of the same thing.
As far as the algorithm goes for Shipt and Instacart, I as far as I know, they're different. Shipt is if you're member matched. Like when I was doing it in the winter, basically from 8 to 5, you weren't getting an order because they were all member matched. Meaning you've shopped, that shopper has shopped for that person again. They get it offered first. If they don't want it, then it goes down the line. Blah blah blah, based on rating and acceptance rate and rating. So I never got anything. I just picked up the surge, as they call it, at night, or balls early at like 5:30 in the morning. I would get like $25 promos on in the morning. Like it'd be a 5:30 shop, and I'm like, well, I'm up rideshare driving. I might as well go shop this on top of what I made for the order and the tip. So sometimes I'd walk out of there with a $40 order that took me 15 minutes to shop and 5 minutes to deliver. But during the day, it was horrible. Now, I don't know the algorithm on Instacart. I don't know if it's based on the same thing as Shipt or if it's just kind of a free-for-all.
I know they're busy. I keep getting notifications if I shop, because I did 2 Instacart orders.
I know at one point last week, my sister tried to order something on like, I think Wednesday or Thursday off Instacart, and it was telling her it wouldn't be till Friday.
Well, that's not bad. Only 2 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Shipt, you can't even get, like, it's like at least a week out, and I don't even know if they schedule past that.
I picked up, for the ones I did on Shipt, all the ones I picked up were in the just pick whatever you want and go category, whatever that's called.
The Metro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I deleted the app because I was getting so many notifications. I'm like, I'm not going to do it, but it would be cool to peek in there because I know right around like the holidays and stuff like that, there would be 200 to 300 orders in the metro that were needed to be delivered.
Smokes.
So I can imagine now it's probably thousands.
I think 2 weeks ago when CC showed me it, there was 400 orders in the metro area.
And that's the ones that are unclaimed. It doesn't count the ones that have already been claimed by members that you don't even see.
Yeah, there's 206 open metro orders right now.
See, that's actually, well, that's pretty, what night is it? Wednesday. That's quite a bit for a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, even with Postmates, because they do Family Fare, they do Walgreens.
Okay.
On there, I think they do Walmart.
That's weird. Instacart does Family Fare too.
Yeah. They also, I got a notification to watch some video. What does it say? Get access to more batches. Complete the prescription delivery training. Even roadie. I've almost taken a couple of roadies, but I didn't do it. That's been hopping when you pull up the app. Everybody wants to ship something.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of the Tractor Supply Company.
Yep, that's been a new one, and which is, I want to kind of talk about that a little bit. How this COVID-19 is really going to change the landscape of stuff. Like you said, you see Tractor Supply and Roadie, they're like, maybe we'll offer this as a service now, and so that could be, once things are better, that could help a lot of people. And I just think it's going to change quite a bit. You're going to see businesses go out of business. You're going to see new businesses that are going to deliver. So I'm trying to look at the positive, but I'll be honest with you guys, I super miss doing gig work. I'm like really jonesing to go do some gig work.
I'm going to be honest. I like food delivery because everybody has to eat.
Right.
It's every fast food convenience. That is like number one. I do miss the interaction with the rideshare people.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. Now every delivery I do, I always say, hey, I placed your food by your door. I hope you have a great night. And usually I get thanks or okay. But lately I will tell you, a lot of people have been saying, thank you so much. Please be safe. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for putting your health at risk. I had even a girl send me a picture of her Thai food and said, oh my God, this is good. I found like a really good Thai restaurant or something. And I was like, I'm glad you like it. I do a lot of deliveries from there.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
No.
Sent a picture of her. You started with T and I was like, oh, whoa.
No, her Thai food.
It's kind of weird though, because the other end of the spectrum is still there too. Like it was an Instacart order for Sam's Club.
Oh.
And it took me an hour, and it wasn't even that it was a lot of different things. It was just, I didn't know I have a Sam's Club membership and that's where I go, but you still can't ever find anything.
No.
And so it took me an hour to get it. And I'm talking to the lady that ordered the stuff because there's a couple of things it didn't have. And she's like, thank you so much. And then, I'm letting her know that I'm on the way, and I apologize that I was running behind. She's like, no, you're actually running early, blah, blah, blah. And so I drove, like 20 minutes into Ada Rockford, and she's like, just drop it on the porch, and $0.
You see that occasionally with food delivery too. You don't see it as much. So
I think it's just
I think that was one of the last trips actually I took for Instacart. I think I might have taken a couple more, and then I was just like, I'm not gonna be out here, not making any money anyways, just because I'm so new at doing grocery shopping, and then putting myself at risk for a $0 tip out in the middle of a $600,000 house neighborhood.
Yeah, shame on her. I have to ask you guys a question. I saw somebody post a name and address, maybe not a name, but an address of somebody that they had it was an Instacart order, and because you can go in there and change that tip. So it was like a $75 tip, and they changed it to $0. It was like just to get them to shop it. and everyone shamed this gal for posting the address. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, you feel like you're in a private group. I know everyone can kind of get in there, but I feel like I want to know that address because I'm going to keep a little list, and when it pops up, I'm going to swipe over to that list and make sure that's not on there. I don't know.
I think if it'd be one thing if they're posting the address because it was a minor or something like that. Ah, man, I don't know.
But you know what? I ran into that problem last week with that delivery where I got an email and a text that said that they reported they didn't get their food.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like super pissed that somebody had said that.
Oh yeah.
And I was really mad. I wrote out my explanation, and then I was sitting there and I like looked up, I think because somebody was walking into a restaurant or something, and I looked and saw my dash, and I'm like, shit, I pulled in to the driveway, like it has video. So I went back, and I cut the video clips, and I made a post on the DoorDash group, and people were like, do you care to post, the address so that we know? And I didn't do it because it's just
I don't want to be
first,
responsible for someone
yeah,
damaging their house or.
and it's against terms of service.
It is.
I'm not trying to get kicked off the platform. I can say a roundabout neighborhood or cross streets, but I'm not going to post an address.
Yeah, I'm torn because that girl, especially in these times, this might be her full-time thing. Like, Gabe, this is your gig. This is how you make a living. And if you had a $75 tip, I'm like, you only took that order. If it had 0 tip, you wouldn't have taken it. So it's a $75 tip. That's a lot of money to feed your family, to pay bills, and all that. And I would I would be devastated. I felt so bad for her. You could tell in the way she was writing that she was pretty devastated. And she did end up reposting it without the address.
Didn't somebody say to contact Instacart for...
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't follow. I'm sure there was more comments after because I was the first comment. I was
for
like,
tip baiting. I think they said for tip baiting.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they can get kicked off the platform.
Well, they absolutely should.
Yeah, but they're probably the same way as Uber and Lyft kicking them off the platform, unless they,
just make a new one.
Yeah, Ivory.
Like Ivory.
Yeah, right.
Fucker.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about. Oh yeah, right. That's the one thing I don't like about Instacart. I think you should, if you want to change your tip, you can change it up, but I don't think you should be able to change it down without specifying a very good reason and proof. I mean, I don't know what proof means, but that's terrible. I mean, that happened to Alan too, didn't it? He posted something in the chat about there was an Instacart order, and I thought that he said that he took it.
Well, I think it had a really big tip, and he said he would be pissed if he did all of that and somebody canceled the tip out.
Right.
But I did read somebody has stated that if it's a large tip, that it will disappear for a little bit, but it comes back. So I don't know if it's kind of like, with Uber, with rides that are over 100 without a surge, how you get it, and then they take it back just to verify that it is correct. So I don't know if that's something too. I don't think she ever wrote if it got added back. I think somebody asked her that, and she did not respond to it. But let's be honest, we're seeing a whole nother side of people during this. People that tip bait or they don't tip, or even in the stores. We've all been in the stores, and we see people that are hoarding stuff. I think as this continues, it's probably going to get worse where people say, I didn't get this and I didn't get this order. And you'd like to believe that everybody is going to be a kind, honest human, but I guess desperate times call for desperate measures with some people.
I've been like, when I have Instacart orders, or when I had Instacart orders from Aldi and they wanted like toilet paper or sanitizer or something like that, I always take a picture of the shelf where that item was supposed to be, and then send it to them, even though like it doesn't say you have to do that. But I always do that just to make sure that they don't try to go back and say, well, you didn't even, you didn't look or you didn't do this. Maybe that's just me being a little extra, but
I did that with shipped, but then only when I could tell that the customer was a little kind of on the fussy side. And they would say, well, did you ask a associate? Even with the picture. And be like, yep, sure did.
Hold on, let me go look. Let me go ask somebody.
Yeah, let me go ask in my head.
Yeah, nope, they said no. Said it's all gone.
I mean, I really did try. I mean, but it's like, come on. You know what I'm juggling here. Do you really want me to chase an associate down? And like Pete brought up earlier, Aldi, you could. They are helpful as hell, and store is so small.
Oh, yeah.
But you go to Meijer and they look at you like a deer in the headlights. Like, yeah, bro, that's not my department. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, but so I just say I asked an associate and they don't have it. But I want to go back to the tipping real quick, and how you guys were torn on, posting the address. What if? So I'm torn on the Grubhub model, right? Because you asked for the tip up front, but what if the service is bad? I like the option when I go into a restaurant. Like I always tip at 20%, and then I go up from there. Have I gone down? Yes, but typically I stay at 20. But I like that the Instacart lets them mess with it, but I feel like they should stop it at a percentage, right? Like you can only reduce it like 25% or something, because it's just not fair for those drivers,
right.
Those shoppers. And like you spend an hour on that and then no tip. Like, oh,
right.
it would have been 10 times worse if it was a $75 tip. And then they,
oh yeah. Yeah.
Well,
and that,
go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Go, Gabe.
I think though with some of the food orders, you can change the tip, because I've read in the forums where they're like, yeah, they better go back and change the tip if they want somebody to grab that order. And one of the drivers actually said she had to change the tip because it was a good tip, but nobody still was grabbing the order. So she went back in and added more to the tip, and then finally somebody grabbed the order.
Yeah. I guess
I think you can change it, I would assume.
Yeah, I guess we all have to try it. Like I rarely use those services. I've used them occasionally. They've not all been the greatest. The Grubhub been pretty good. DoorDash, I've complained twice and got credits on them. And I've used Uber Eats once, but do you want to know a delivery service that's great is Panera. They use their own, and they are always on time, and they are always quick and always courteous. So just got to give a shout out to Panera. I don't think they sub it out, but the Panera delivery guys are amazing. At least the ones in Granville.
Well, Chipotle orders on DoorDash, they can tip after.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. It would be a good experiment for us to use the apps and just really try to play around with it. I mean, not purposely complain, but, try to add a tip, try to change the tip. I mean, obviously change it back to the original just to get a little experience on it, because I honestly don't know. We know a lot from the driver end, but not so much from the customer end. So I don't know. Do you guys, I know Sam uses those services a lot, but do you guys use them at all?
I think I've used DoorDash twice, and I had actually the first time I used it, I had a pretty bad experience, but it wasn't the driver's fault. It was the food from the restaurant.
Okay.
But as far as driver-wise experience, it was fine both times. But I pre-tipped, so I didn't try to change it afterwards.
Right. I think the pre-tipping is huge. Gabe and I, all of us have talked about it in the group on a rideshare platform. If you got a rider that's way out in the boonies and they just can't get a ride, well, offer an extra $7 on top. I guarantee somebody's going to go pick that ride up. I mean, what a great way to accommodate those riders. I know they've changed the pricing for those riders to make it a little cheaper, but that's not gonna encourage the drivers to go out to BFE if they're gonna make 10% less.
I've gotten private rides because of that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that's the way to do it.
But I have a I don't say non-conventional way sometimes of thinking when I'm doing rides. I'm like, okay, obviously I've gotten this twice. It's late at night. They've probably been drinking. They probably need a safe ride home. I don't want that person ending up being on the same road as me. So I will bite it and take it and go get them. And hope that there's some appreciation that I drove, 18 minutes to Lowell to go get them.
Oh.
And it's worked out. I would say probably 3 out of 4 times where they said thank you so much and I've gotten a 20, or thank you, I couldn't find a driver, here's an extra 10, or so sometimes it works.
Yeah,
sometimes not so much.
I can see it if you get it twice or 3 times. I could see that. Okay, you might gamble, but that first request, I don't know, man. That's just too much for me. Especially when gas was
Isn't your rule of thumb nothing more than 8 minutes anyways?
Typically, it is. Unless it's an XL. So we've let's just jump in a little bit and then we can wrap it up about the unemployment. We're not experts at it at all, but one of the questions that Gabe has brought up is, can you still file for unemployment if you're a part-time gig worker? I think this is just my 2 cents on it. If you have a full-time job, that job is going to go over the part-time gig worker. I mean, even if you're making $10 an hour and you work full-time, you will have made enough to get unemployment. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to get the max, but you'll make enough. The gig work really doesn't do anything. It's same with me. When I refiled again for unemployment, had nothing to do with my gig work. Even though I did pretty good for the 6 months, it's all about my main job. And you have to make enough over a certain term. I think it's 18 months. They look at your earnings over the past 18 months. And as far as gig workers in general, if Gabe and Pete, you can file for unemployment. They did authorize that, which is the first time ever, I think, for independent contractors. So it's kind of a iconic time. What about, do you guys got any?
I don't think it's on the website though.
Yeah, I would say the problem with that is that it hasn't been fixed on the website yet. So like I went on there again today and it's still not up, fixed for gig work drivers or gig work people.
I have seen that some of the states it is active, and I know it's not active.
Yeah, I saw Florida was active.
So I can only hope that by next week you guys can do it. But my question are you going to be able to retroactive that, or?
The statement from the governor said that I'm pretty sure, I'm like 95% positive, was that it will retroactive.
Hey,
rectum.
That's my new drop.
Retroactive. There we go.
That's a big word, Pete.
Yeah, geez.
Well, that's good then. So it must be retroactive until the governor's mandate then.
Right.
And just to let you know, you can try to double dip on the system, but yours truly here double dipped about 3 years ago and got popped for it and had to pay like $3,000 back. So yeah, just because if she's going to backdate it to the day she mandated and you worked 2-week gig work and killed it, you better frickin', say that, claim that earnings. That's what I'm trying to say. No, I'm struggling.
It's contagious.
I'm not, unless they close down any of the gigs I'm doing, I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Or unless I get sick or something.
Well, yeah.
Knock on wood, I don't.
Yeah.
I think if I would have been making better money, I probably wouldn't have decided to just stay home. But it wasn't I wasn't making just balls.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what Gabe's making, but he was making what he was making. What are you laughing at?
It's I probably have only lost about $100 a week.
Yeah.
Since all of this started, but I am working significantly less, and I'm at home at night with my daughter, and I get to hang out with my cousins and my family a lot more. Either on video chats or playing video games.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. So I guess that's how I'm looking at it, is I'm not working as much. I'm only losing maybe $100 because it's like my business. It's, some people are like, oh, it's my side money. It's, my car payment or my insurance, or I have to do this to pay for daycare. And I treat it just like it's my business. And so I'm smart about it and I plan it out and I work when I don't go out and waste time and twiddle my thumbs. If I'm going to go out and be out in, the environment and what's going on, I'm going to make the most of it. So I'll be that crazy guy that has 3 food apps on, and you're gonna see me like tap in, and I'm driving all over the place, and you'll be like, oh, there goes Gabe.
That's kind of like Jason and I were having a conversation about rideshare and our schedules, and I was telling him that I don't even drive Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and a lot of times even Thursday, because it's typically, it's somewhat busy sometimes, but I'd rather just work all day Friday and Saturday when it's just busy, all day, and just make my money then.
Yeah, but man,
so it's about being smart.
You put in a lot of hours on those days. I couldn't do it. My body.
7 in the morning, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, he's still going to get pizza, and then he's like, "I'm gonna take a couple more rides."
Yeah.
He takes some breaks in between there, but not a lot. I'd be like, my body be like, oh God, what are you doing to me? Well, to go back to Gabe, Gabe, you're Gigster Gabe. You're a professional gigster, and so you treat it like a business. And what I am actually encouraged, and we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, how this landscape is going to change. If you're making $100 less, now it is busier now, but you're making $100 less and working less. Could that be the new thing that comes out for you? And maybe, I know you miss a rideshare a little bit, but if you can work these normal hours where you're home at night, gosh, that's why I would work during the day, during the week. And I would work more hours than Pete to get my goal because I wanted to be home at night.
Right. If I can finagle it to where I work during the day and I'm at home more at night, then I totally am. I used to enjoy being out at night, less traffic, less people to deal with. But then you have drunk people that you're dealing with, so you kind of have to weigh them out. But if I could get to a place where I am only working during the day and I'm home at 8 o'clock at night, unless there's a big concert or something, then I'm probably going to do that, because I do enjoy having more time with my kid or just having time to myself.
Right.
You are like, I like being home with my kids in the afternoon, and I like this. And, there's times where you've been like, you're a robot. Like, do you ever sleep? And I have to find that work balance. And I think with what's going on, I am finding that work balance, life balance, be home balance. It's forcing me to, and I'm appreciating it.
I do worry about your sleep, though. And we called you on your ass, and you're like, you finally admitted it. But I do worry about you sometimes. I'm like, Gabe?
Since this whole thing has happened, I get easily 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night.
That's nuts.
I used to get 4 hours of sleep sometimes, and now I'm getting 7 to 9. I'll pass out, wake up, and my beard's all in my face, and I'm like, what time is it? Last time I looked at it, was 8:30, and it's 5, in the morning.
Well, I can do that like Friday and Saturday, but then by the time Sunday rolls around, I'm like starting to get pooped out. But doing that as much as you, like all week, 4 hours of sleep. Oh my!
Well, he
God.
he breaks his sleep up too. He might get more than 4 hours. He might get, let's say, 7, but he like sleeps for 3 and then works for like 12 and sleeps for 2 and then gets up for an hour and then
power nap for 2. Get up and work 8. I took a nap for 4. No.
Well, it's funny when you do pass out for like 14 hours, like during that time, I'm like, okay, that's your body saying you're done. Like you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, no, I actually have been sleeping a lot. That's the other thing. Like, I'm making $100 less, I'm working less, and I'm sleeping a hell of a lot more now.
I know. It's like awesome. That's why I hope it kind of continues when this is over. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. I don't know. But, yeah. You're still going to want to drive during the big events and stuff like that.
I'll still drive during the big events. Rideshare is not what it was when we drove 4 years ago.
No.
It's changed. Let's be honest. And there's more companies going to independent contractors. There's a company I contract with. I did one day.
I was going to ask you how that's been going. If you did any more days.
I did one day with them. It was all right. Best Buy and Office Depot. I did deliveries for them. They pay you an hourly rate and they pay you mileage.
What app is that through?
Well, I'll tell you because nobody can sign up. It's waitlisted. Deliv.
Okay.
I don't know what other companies use them, but for sure Best Buy and Office Depot. So I started off Office Depot. I picked up like 9 packages. Went to Best Buy, picked up some. Delivered half of what I had in my car and had to stop at another Best Buy on the other side of town and pick up from there, and then continued the rest and ended up by my house.
Interesting.
Yeah, I signed up. What was that? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. Two weeks ago, 3.
Yeah, something like that. I've been waitlisted.
So was that app around before coronavirus? Well, I'm sure it was around, but not around here though, right?
Oh, yeah, it was. It was funny because I've never taken a job for them. They sent me an envelope with my placard and my little ID card that has my independent contractor number on there. And didn't do my first one until the other day. Whatever day that was. I'm trying to see if I can see. It was the week of the 23rd through the 29th. I did a job for them. But I have been with them since November of 2017.
Oh, so you motherfucker been holding out on me.
I didn't do it though.
Heyo.
I kind of forgot about them. And it was funny because they sent me an email. And like I told you, my 2 email accounts, I can't even tell you how many emails I have. But for some reason, I caught it when it popped up on my screen. And I was like, oh, yeah, that company. I clicked on it, and it was just like, here you go.
Wow, I guess.
It averaged out to 3 hours of work at about $25 an hour.
Now, is that because I think you said they snuck in your background check?
I was so excited, and then they took out my fucking background check. Sorry, excuse my language.
Oh, you're fine.
It was $38.
Ah!
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, apparently, when I went back and I read my terms of condition, it says they will split it into 2 payments. But I haven't done anything since they did my background check of November 2017, so they took the whole thing.
Like, we got this guy.
Yeah, finally.
Take it all,
sucker.
Because I was so excited, and then I got my statement, and I was like, oh, those bastards.
So I have a question, and we'll wrap this up. We've been at almost an hour, and it's been fun. Who delivers frickin' ice cream? Like, the Postmates that goes to Walgreens doesn't do ice cream. As soon as I saw that announced, I went on the app, and there was like, nope, nothing.
You can get ice cream from Aldi.
Grubhub delivers. I get Cold Stone.
Oh, Cold Stone sucks.
I didn't get Cold Stone.
Get ice cream through Aldi.
Yeah, but you got to have a minimum order, otherwise, or you have to have an Instacart account.
Ice cream
I thought
shop.
Instacart was free.
No.
Oh, it's not.
Ice cream shop on West River. I get a lot of Grubhub orders for them too.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up because there's not anything around here.
Well, it'd been nice if GoPuff would have started, but apparently, Jason, you're not interested in doing anything for them.
Apparently, I didn't update my insurance, so they just like, oh, I guess they sent me a survey. Hey, why didn't you want to drive for GoPuff? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it hasn't even started.
GoPuff would be the best thing now during what's going on.
Wherever they are right now in the country, they are making money hand over fist. I mean, and it was ice cream, monsters, contraceptives, sex toys. Like,
kids.
You can get anything. Check it out. You can download the app. If anyone just download it, maybe they'll get their butts going. But I think it's supposed to be May.
I have, I got the initial emails like you.
Yeah.
You got one more email than me. I still haven't gotten that. And then you got that last email that said, why weren't you interested? I still have not received anything.
So clearly, like you said, their communication's a little sketch, because I got that email to sign up to get at work and you didn't, and then they thought I didn't want to drive, and I'm like, you sons of bitches.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, check it out. Go to GoPuff and download it. It's a sweet app too. I really like it. It works great.
You get those single monsters that you want, so you don't have to order a case.
I know. And you know what? It's not that much more expensive. Like, I would think they would be like $5 a can. It's like a quarter more, or like 30 cents more a can. That's it. So, come on, GoPuff. Get your shit together.
Not available at my house.
Well, it's not available here, but you can download the app.
Oh.
And you can kind of look at what they have, and then when you try to order, it says not available.
We will tell you right now. It is very interesting what you can order from, like condoms. You want toys, anything and everything for a good time. You can order from there.
I bet that's an interesting delivery.
Yeah. It's like when you're a ship shopper and you got to buy tampons and pads for the lady of the house.
Got a bag of chocolate, tampons.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's going to be a great service. I'm excited because I know I will use that for sure myself, because let's face it, I'm lazy. It's 10:30 at night. I don't want to go to Meijer to get the ice cream. Oh, I got to pay an extra $3, maybe $5 with a tip. Okay, I'll do that.
That's how Grubhub, 10 o'clock at night to whatever time. Taco Bell. It is lit up. People, you literally can take an $11 order a mile down the road and get another $12, $11, $13 order at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell can suck you know what to me, because every time I go there, I get screwed. Go wait out here. It's not ready. And then it's not like you wait for like 2 minutes. You're waiting like 15 minutes. And it's just like, if it's not
stop picking up for the one on Michigan.
Yeah. Well, I won't go to Michigan unless it's like over $12. I won't even do it.
See, I think it's the area a lot of you guys go. I stay downtown in Northeast.
Well,
I think people are more generous and they have their shit together.
Well, wouldn't you consider the Michigan Taco Bell downtown or not?
It is part of the downtown market, and I will not go there at night. I will go there at lunch only, if it's a decent amount. But usually when I've gone there, they are out of Baja Blast. They're out of something.
Well, it's good they're out of
and
Baja Blast.
They don't contact the customer. They expect you to do it when you're there to pick up the order.
Well, now you can drop these orders a lot easier on Grubhub. I'll drive up there, and there'll be a line out the back. I'll be like, nope, I just keep on driving. I'll be like, nope, I'm not taking this one. Won't do it. So, all right, gentlemen, are we playing Call of Duty tonight?
I'm game.
You're game.
I didn't know if you had fun.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I am a simpleton. Okay, I like blowing shit up. I like dying, respawning, and trying to kill the fucker that just sniped me on the top of the building. And that game is, we played a whole game where I didn't fire a bullet. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Pete and I were firing just fine.
Yeah, you were shooting at each other.
No. So here's they updated it, right? So now you can have quads. You can have 4 people in a group. I was talking to Jackie about it today.
Ooh.
Because she thought her Xbox took shit, but it was the power cord and I had an extra one.
Let's play with her tonight.
Yeah. So they have 4 people groups now. And you were playing Battle Royale, you can respawn if your teammate spends the coin on there. They can respawn you in.
Well, you can do the gauntlet or the guttural or whatever the fuck that thing's called.
I like to call it the goulash.
The goulash.
So you can come back.
Yeah.
We'll have to play.
But it's making me want to buy the big game, the real one. Like, it keeps saying, buy me. And I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm broke as shit. I barely had enough money to get my wireless controller twice, or my wireless adapter twice. The other one I set to return, but it's still sitting on my desk, just all fucking laying all over the place.
Well, we'll have to play tonight. You can do quads. I'll
right.
see. Well, I don't know. Jex usually goes to bed earlier, so we'll see.
Well, we'll sign off and we'll reconvene in like 10 or 15 minutes. So, all right, y'all.
Cool.
Thank you so much. I hope you had a good time. I hope everyone that watched it enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week for the regular podcast. All right, let's end. I'm gonna end this thing.